The Jeep's tires were shredded, rubber entrails spilling across the gravel like a gutted beast. Nobody in Pineview could believe Karen Walsh, HOA president, would stoop this low. Not even the gossip queens at the diner. It started with Tom Rucker, a 62-year-old Vietnam vet who'd seen more shrapnel than most saw sunshine. He'd moved to Pineview for peace, parking his battered Jeep Wrangler outside his modest ranch house. The Jeep wasn't pretty faded green paint, a dented fender, but it was Tom's pride, a relic of cross-country trips with his late wife. The Pineview HOA, led by Karen, a peroxide blonde realtor with a smile sharp enough to cut glass, had other ideas. They called the Jeep an eyesore, claiming it tanked property values. Tom ignored their notices. He'd fought wars. He wasn't scared of a clipboard brigade. Karen's obsession with control was legendary. She'd fine people for untrimmed hedges, mismatched mailboxes, anything that didn't scream suburban perfection. But Tom's defiance lit a fuse. At the last HOA meeting, he'd stood up, voice steady as granite, and called her rules petty nonsense. The room gasped. Karen's face turned the color of her Merlot. She didn't just want compliance, she wanted domination. The next morning, Tom found his Jeep's tires slashed. For deep gashes, deliberate and vicious, like a predator's claw marks. He stood there, hands trembling. Not from fear but from a rage he hadn't felt since Da Nang. Word spread like wildfire. Pineview wasn't big, 200 souls, one stoplight, so by noon, the diner was buzzing. "Karen did it," whispered Betty, the waitress. "She's been gunning for Tom since he told her off." Others weren't so sure. Karen was ruthless, but slashing tires? That was criminal. Enter Mia Cortez, the community's unofficial peacemaker and Pineview's librarian. At 34, she was the youngest on the HOA board, dragged into it by neighbors who trusted her fairness. Mia liked Tom, his stories about his wife, his quiet donations to the library's Veterans Fund. She tried to mediate between him and Karen, but Karen's ego was a brick wall. Now, with the Jeep incident, Mia sensed a breaking point. She confronted Karen at the HOA office, a sterile room of beige walls and fake ferns. "Did you do it?" Mia asked, voice low but sharp. Karen leaned back in her chair, manicured nails tapping. "Don't be ridiculous, Mia. I'm a professional, not a thug." Her smirk said otherwise. Mia's gut churned. She'd seen Karen twist truths before, finding single moms for lawn violations that didn't exist, bullying retirees into compliance. But this felt different, darker. The town split like a cracked windshield. Half believed Karen was framed, a victim of her own strictness. The other half, led by Tom's allies, demanded justice. Social media Pineview's X page exploded. Posts called Karen HOA Hitler or defended her as misunderstood. Tom stayed quiet, but his silence was louder than any tweet. He fixed his tires, dipping into savings meant for his granddaughter's college fund. When Mia visited, he was polishing the Jeep's hood, eyes distant. "I don't care about Karen," he said. "I just want my life back." Mia dug deeper. She found a neighbor's security camera that caught a figure in a hoodie near Tom's Jeep at 2 a.m. The footage was grainy, but the tire iron glinted. Mia's heart sank. It matched one she'd seen in Karen's garage during a board meeting. She didn't want to believe it, but evidence was evidence. She shared the clip on X, not accusing outright but asking, "Who's this?" The post went viral in Pineview terms, 200 retweets, 400 comments. Karen's defenders called it a setup. Her haters smelled blood. The HOA meeting that Friday was a powder keg. The community center overflowed. Farmers, teachers, retirees, all crammed shoulder to shoulder. Karen stood at the podium, chin high, claiming innocence. "This is a witch hunt," she snapped. "I've worked tirelessly for this community." Booze drowned her out. Tom sat in the back, arms crossed, his weathered face unreadable. Mia, at the board table, felt the room's pulse: anger, distrust, betrayal. She stood, holding up her phone with the footage. "We deserve the truth," she said. "Karen, explain this." The room erupted. Karen's composure cracked. "You're all ungrateful. she shouted, slamming her fist. I made this town perfect. That was his mask was off. A retired mechanic yelled. You slashed his tires because he wouldn't bow. Others joined in, recounting Karen's petty fines, her threats. A single mom, tearful, said Karen had tried to evict her for a late payment. The crowd turned feral, chanting, Resign! Resign! Karen didn't resign. She stormed out, vowing lawsuits. But the backlash was unstoppable. Mia organized a petition, signed by 800 residents, demanding the HOA board's dissolution. Ex-posts exposed Karen's history-shady real estate deals, fake signatures on HOA fines. The other board members, spineless yes-men, jumped ship to save face. By Monday, the HOA was gutted, its rules unenforceable. Pineview celebrated, but Tom didn't. He sat on his porch, staring at the Jeep, now fixed but somehow diminished. Mia visited him, guilt gnawing at her. I'm sorry it came to this, she said. Tom shrugged. You did right, kid. But it ain't about tires. It's about people thinking they own you. His voice broke. My wife loved that Jeep. Every scratch was a memory. Karen didn't just cut rubber, she cut me. Karen vanished from Pineview a week later, her house listed for sale. Rumors said she moved to Florida, chasing another gated community to rule. The town tried to heal. Mia started a community council, no fines, just neighbors talking. But the scars lingered. At the diner, Betty poured coffee and muttered, Karen got what she deserved, but Tom didn't. The Jeep sat untouched in Tom's driveway, a ghost of better days. The fallout taught Pineview a brutal lesson. Power, unchecked, poisons. Karen's HOA wasn't just about rules, it was about control, about breaking people like Tom to prove a point. The town's victory felt hollow. Tom's quiet pain was a reminder that justice doesn't always heal. Mia kept the security footage, a digital relic of the truth, but she wondered if she'd pushed too hard, if exposing Karen had cost Tom more than tires. What do you think, who was right in this mess? Was justice served? Or did the community's rage go too far?